Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome to the IndyBuild A350 again. Yesterday we have done our technical acceptance flight. Today the aircraft is ready for delivery, so it's only fitting that we're standing here in the Airbus delivery ramp in Toulouse and we're going to take delivery of our brand new A350. We're going to take it from Toulouse over to Munich on a ferry flight to its new home base. Going to take us around an hour and 20 to an hour and 25 minutes. So follow me inside and we can start to look into our flight. Beautiful airline customization over here, by the way. That Lufthansa galley looks really neat, even including the airline logo on the snack boxes up there. Now, the real question, however, is which of those is the snack box? I think it is the upper right one, but suppose we're going to find out. So for now, let's close those curtains and let's get right to the front. You can see I did already prepare the aircraft. It's all set up for pushback, so that we just have to review the latest data. And I'm going to get you into the boat as to exactly what we are doing over here. So let's start with a couple of the basics here by looking into the operational flight plan, and for this it's a quick flight from Toulouse to Munich, hour and 20 as already mentioned. The significant weather charts are just about fine. There is nothing that we really got to worry about. Weather in Munich on the other hand side is a little bit of a thing there, as it might be a little bit foggy down there. So if we look down here into the flight plan, we can see that until 0800 there's freezing fog, until 1000 it's becoming okay. So chances are there might be a little bit of fog there, likewise in Munich, but or in our Nuremberg, but only until 0800. So Nuremberg is expected to be okay. Now for this reason I did load like 20 minutes of extra fuel just in case we get some holding or so if they are running low visibility procedures over in Munich. And that's the entirety of our flight plan setup. Now, this out of the way, I did load up 14 tons of fuel, giving us those 20 minutes extra. Our takeoff performance of runway 14 right in Toulouse. Let's have a quick look at that. We are parking down here at the delivery center, so taxi will be via Yankee 60, Sierra 90, and then onto Whiskey for a full-length departure runway 14 right. And for that, we have takeoff speeds 140, 142, 147. It says stop margin 0. I don't quite believe that. There should be more than plenty of margin. And you can see that this is basically right here in our FMS as well. Alright, so that out of the way, our departure today is going to be the Mont 7 Alpha departure. And that basically leads us straight ahead to 4,000 feet and then a left-hand turn via a couple of RNAV points over to Mont VOR. Well, and that's already our setup that we've done down here. So let's go back to the taxi chart, as that's the one we'll really need. Apart from that, the engine out flight plan has also been programmed in the secondary, as we can see over here, straight at 25 miles, and then we have an ILS approach runway 14 right in here. And that's basically it. Alright, so if you have no further questions on the setup, if you do have any, be sure to put them in the comments below, by the way. But if you have no further questions over the setup, let's quickly do our departure briefing, and then we will already be ready to go. Okay, so we're departing Toulouse, Mont 7 Alpha departure off runway 14 right. First cleared altitude is 5,000 feet, and the MSA on this one is some 3,000 feet all around. Extra fuel and time, if we have a look into that, in it, and fuel and load, we've got, yeah, it says 7 minutes extra, will be a little bit more, so that is fine. And the GSX menu is once again blocking my click spots. Here we go. Alright, so no hotspots for the taxi route, stop margin 0 according to the calculator. Engine out sits straight at 25 miles, pick up the holding, and if we make an immediate return, then the ILS 14 right is prepared. I don't have any specials over here, I don't have anything non-standard. Do you see threats for this departure? No? Perfect. Neither do I. So that's our departure briefing complete. Then we can do the before start checklist down to the line. Let's gear pins and covers. Removed. Fuel quantity 14 tons. Takeoff data set. Bajo ref QNH 1026. Before start checklist completed down to the line. Okay, wonderful. So let's go ahead and remove all the ground equipment, remove the ground power. You can already prepare the position for pushback and departure, please. And let's go down here and we can remove both the chocks and the GPU. Arm our slides. Like that. Cabin ready is already here. No surprise, we only have a couple of engineers on board. Okay. Before start checklist below the line, please. Doors closed. Park and brake set. Before start checklist complete. I like it. I really like it. So the pushback is going to be off to the right hand side, nose to the right, and then we can do an easy taxi out. Isn't this a wonderful looking aircraft? I really do appreciate this one. It's just looking great. And so much fun to fly. So much fun to fly. You're going to see it right away. So they are preparing the equipment down here. They are connecting the tug. That is looking good so far. Alright, so let's get back inside and then we can get our plane going. Ground from flight deck, bonjour. Bonjour. Okay, please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed. Roger, we're clear to push, park and brake is released. Merci, starting the push, and stand by for engine start. Stand by. And here we go. So the parking positions in Toulouse always a little bit of a problem here on the delivery ramp, because for some reason the simulator has two parking positions in. So with the GSX profile, it's normally okay. Without a profile, GSX really has issues down here. So something to keep in mind if you want to do a delivery flight like this one. Okay, we're getting beyond the red line down here, so clear to start the engines. Right, gotta wait for 10 seconds. And here we are. Alright, engine 1 start. Okay, we've got a good start number 1, starting number 2. Clear 2. Just waiting for the avail to come. And here we go. Alright, engine 2 start. And the push is complete. Set your brakes. Brake set. Alright, we're gonna monitor this one from the cockpit down here. So, we have ignition, EGT is going up. It should rise a little bit more quickly. After all, there's like a lot of fuel in that engine igniting, so the EGT should rise a bit quicker. But apart from that, the engine start is actually looking quite good. Okay, ground, we have 2 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect. Show me the pin on the left side, please, and have a wonderful day. Au revoir. See you on the next one. Surely it can't be too long until we're collecting the next lovely aircraft from Toulouse. Alright, that's 2 good starts. So, there's our clear signal. Merci beaucoup. And then let's do the after start checklist. Anti-ice, off, after start checklist complete. So, flight control check. Full up, full down, neutral. Full left, full right, neutral. And the rudders? Full left, full right, and neutral. So we're clear on the left side, we're clear on the right side. Let's go! Let's bring the baby home. Brake check. Brakes okay. So, as you can see, we don't need any thrust here. We'll just let it roll on idle thrust. Now, at the very low weights, that is actually realistic. At the higher weights that you will have before your typical long haul, of course, the airplane does not move. I said, of course. Well, that's not true. There are aircraft such as the A330 or the 777 that move all the way up to max takeoff weight. The A350, however, is not one of them. On the 350, at typical weights, you will need a little bit of power to get it moving. Okay, leaving the delivery ramp. So, with this, we've left the Airbus factory. So the value of our aircraft, by taxiing across that line, has probably dropped by some $100 million or so, since it is now a used aircraft. Oh god, hate that feeling when I'm collecting a new car, but it's the same with an aircraft. Just a little bit more money. Okay, no changes to the takeoff briefing. And before takeoff checklist down to the line, please. Flight controls, checked. Flight instruments, checked. Briefing, confirmed. Takeoff speeds. V1 140, VR 142, V2 147, flex 69. Squawk. Set. Before takeoff checklist complete down to the line. Naughty me wasn't on the center line. Yeah, I know, guys. You saw it. Okay, so runway 14 right. Line up and wait. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Before takeoff checklist below the line. Takeoff runway, 14 right, full length. Cabin crew advised and packs off before takeoff checklist complete. So quite a bit of oversteering here, but that's how you've got to taxi it. And here we are. All right, are you ready? Now I'm ready. take off. Man flag 69, SS Romeo auto thrust blue. Thrust set. .100 knots, checked.
V1.
Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav, checked. .4,000 feet a minute. Gotta love it. Thrust decline, climb, auto thrust. Flap 0. Speed checked. So, flaps 0. After takeoff checklist, down to the line. After takeoff checklist, to the line complete. So, let's continue our climb. Flight level 100 at first. Gotta love that angle of climb here. We'll reach those 4,000 feet for the left turn in no time after the Bravo Oscar 140 waypoint. Unfortunately, we can't see anything of the city of Toulouse down here. You can see Bravo Oscar 140 is right about the end of the city. So, we're reaching 4,000. Interestingly enough, it just removed that curve from the flight plan. So I'll just steer towards the direction of the next waypoint, Bravo Oscar 143, and then we'll just insert a direct. Okay, set standard. Standard cross-check, passing flight level 54 now. Checked. Okay, after takeoff checklist below the line. Barrel ref, standard set. After takeoff checklist complete. So the course is 046. To the next waypoint, 045 now, so let's just steer it into that direction. So 045, that's it. Okay. So give me a direct to I'll tell you what, let's do the difference. Bravo Oscar 143, present position direct to. Insert. Alright, so continue the climb please. Flight level something. And then passing 10,000. Really a lot of fun to hand fly this one. But you can also see whenever I'm doing other things over here, the hand flying does become a little bit sloppy. So that's certainly something to keep in mind as you're doing it. Alright, I don't see why we should fly that left turn. Let's go direct to Maida. Actually, we can just go direct to Mont as well. Present position direct to, insert. And here we go. See, once again, we're doing something in the FMS, and we exceed the target speed. That's why you've got a pilot monitoring in the real world. That's why I'm not flying this with a single pilot. Right, autopilot on. Up here everything is set, then clear and copy. And for that we didn't have any nav 8s. Optimum flight level 431, maximum 431. So we'll go right up to flight level 430. Just gotta love it. Okay, I'll cruise flight level 430 blue. Beautiful, isn't it? Never thought we'd ever make it up that high in an Airbus, but yeah, here we go. Alright then, well, that's what I can offer you for now. So let's get that en route chart ready. Just zoom it out a little bit here so that we get a proper view of the area around which we are flying. Of course, Navigraph charts sometimes do take a little time to actually zoom. Of course, they are loading the data live, which is a bit of a pity. And something else that I really wish for is that we can eventually display our route of flight in here. That'd be really good. Because of course, in the real world, you have that open in your en route chart, so that you can see where you're going. But alright, so that's that for the time being. Beautiful rate of climb here, 2,500 feet a minute, even though we are in D-rated climb still. Just for the fun of it, shall we go full climb for a moment here? Let's do that. So, climb thrust set, let's see what's gonna happen. Thrust is increasing greatly. Let's see how much rate of climb we're eventually going to get from the plane. Well, 3,700 feet a minute, almost 4,000. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Here we go. 4,000 feet a minute. Alright then, let's be nice to our new aircraft though. Let's go back to D-rated climb. Well, and then I see you all a bit later, approaching our destination. 3 minutes after our liftoff in Toulouse, we are on approach to Munich. Let me get you all into the boat as to what exactly we're up to, and let's also turn on engine anti-ice, since we're about to enter a couple of those clouds over here. Alright, so we are proceeding inbound betas for an ILS approach runway 08 right. The latest weather information we got was a significant improvement over the forecast in that we had cavalcade over in Munich. Nonetheless, since these things can change rather quickly, let's go ahead and update the weather once again and see what we're going to get this time. So it's now 0903, slightly variable, cavalcade, 12 degrees, QNH 1026. So the same as in Toulouse. You can see I'm descending in selected speed over here. That's because managed at these weights is very, very slow. I just wanted to get there a little bit quicker. And after betas, we planned the betas 08 transition, but we're definitely not going to fly that. I do expect to receive radar vectors in a couple of moments here. And well, since we are our own ATC, let's give ourselves radar vectors here. So heading 030 and open descent, please. Then we can go ahead and clean up our flight plan. So let's do radial indirect towards Wagen, or course in as it is called in the A350 now, which is more sensible than radial. Airbus finally understood that. So, we do plan to fly the ILS approach. The temperatures are well in the positive, so we don't need to worry about cold temperature correction again. Finally, winter is coming to an end. Starting at Wagen in 5000, 3-degree glide slope, and that's all programmed down here in our FMS, as you can see. The missed approach straight ahead to 1 nautical mile or 1900, whichever is later, right turn inbound to Ottersberg. Since we're flying this with PBN navigation, I can't really be worried about inserting that into the nav8 page, so I simply kept this one auto-tuned. Now, the approach itself is going to be an ILS approach, manually flown, and we are going to use config 3 for the landing today, since we are about as light as we're probably ever gonna get. Minimum 1690, we can update those winds. They were 090 at 3 right now. So 090 at 3, and the rest is unchanged. Beautiful. So that much about our approach preparation. Then let's go ahead and turn the anti-ice back off again and continue with the approach briefing instead. So, man, that's quite a bit of lag here. That's all down to the new AMD CPU I have. Not really performing well at the moment. Not very happy with it. With the 9800X3D. Okay, so for the briefing, radar vectors for an ILS approach runway 08 right, minimums at 1690, and missed approach straight at right turn to Ottersberg, climbing, what's that, 5000 feet. Extra fuel and time, let's have a quick look at what we have down here. And it is half an hour extra in the form of 2.8 tons. Okay then, let's go back over here and first of all continue our descent down to 5000 feet. Then set QNH. QNH 1026 crosscheck, passing 10,400 now. Okay, flight director guided approach, config 3 landing, stop margin is more than enough, but we actually didn't calculate it yet. Let's do that real quick. Synchronize, synchronize, and compute. Alright, stop margin 2,470 meters. Runway exit is going to be the first rapid exit to the left. No hotspots and nothing special or non-standard. I don't see any threats, and that's our briefing completed. And just about in time, as we are passing 10,000 here. So let's go ahead and turn the lights on, signs on, the EFIS CP is set, and LS is selected. Alright, approach checklist please. And that's briefing, confirmed, minimum, Barrow 1690, Barrow reference, QNH 1026. Approach checklist complete. Alright, that was fairly easy. Let's do a right-hand turn, heading 040 for now. I'll keep it slightly below the profile here, just because that makes the entire operation a little bit easier, since we aren't that familiar with the aircraft yet. So giving ourselves that little bit of extra margin here is something that I most certainly wouldn't see as a mistake. In general, we're 20 miles out, 7,000 feet. Remember, field elevation is 1,500, so we're basically at 6,000 feet. So should be in 1,800. Then we do have a little bit of speed here. So I'm kind of guessing that we're actually a little bit above the optimal profile right now, rather than below it, as VNAV shows up here. And we do have 10 knots of tail width as well, something to consider here. But I tell you what, we are getting below the glide slope, very, very slowly descending below it, so I am gonna keep the things exactly as they are right now. Then let's clear ourselves for the ILS. And that's land 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2, glide slope, localizer blue. 1,000 to go. Activate the approach phase. Confirmed. Then we'll just do like 1,000 feet a minute here to get a nice compromise between descending and decelerating. Speed, vertical speed, lobster. Wow, the sound stutters are really bad right now. Fortunately, I have no idea why. That's... I don't know. For the time being, I'm not so happy with that CPU. Okay, localizer. Hold start. "14 knots of tailwind, typical Munich, towards the ground. The wind is going to shift, but up here it's normally coming from somewhat of a southwesterly direction. Okay, flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Glide slope star, go around altitude set. So let's see if we need any speed brakes or if the aircraft is going to decelerate fine on the descent. I'm kinda guessing we'll need a little bit of speed brake, but they are very effective, so I'm not all too worried. 220 knots ground speed. It kind of got a little bit above the profile here, diving for that right now. Let's see if it's going to lose any airspeed again by the time we are exactly back on the glide. But yeah, I tell you what, 8 miles, we're a bit on the fast side here. Speed brake out.
2,500.
Checked. Flaps 2. Speed checked. Flaps 2. And gear down. So, that's a sufficient amount of drag. I like that. Okay then, let's do the speed brake, and arm it, and flaps 3. Speed checked, flaps 3. Landing checklist. Cabin crew, advised, auto thrust. Well, let's actually turn it off already. Soft, auto brake, BTV, runway condition, dry, landing checklist complete. Okay, I like it. Autopilot off, approach 1. So, 125 knots approach speed. That's quite incredible, isn't it? Unchecked. Look at how little thrust we need, just 18%. We really are lightweight today. Okay, look at that. I basically don't need any inputs. The plane is simply going where I want it to go. Checked.
400. 300. 100 above.
Checked. So, a tiny bit more thrust as we have a tendency to lose a tad of speed here. But overall you can see minimal inputs, flies really well. Continue. And now back to the original thrust, since our speed is good again. I'll just keep it stable.
50, 40, 30,
Flare.
20, 10.
Idle. Touchdown. Nice. Spoilers, reverse green, BTV. Look at how heavy it's braking to get us to the first rapid exit taxiway here. Great job. Right. Manual brakes. And with that, welcome to Munich. A little bit of stutters here. That's down to the CPU though, unfortunately. They did increase rapidly, regardless of which aircraft I'm using at the moment. Okay, and runway vacated. You can see, if those stutters are not currently present, then we're actually running pretty well. Alright, so we're taxiing to the Lufthansa Technik. And we are going to hand the airplane over to the airline for the final stages of outfitting before we are eventually going to do our first line flights with it. So the maintenance hangars are right over there. And that's where we're bringing it. Now, Navigraph, would you please load your taxi chart? No? Huh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter then, let's go over here and open the ground chart from Lido, if we can't get the live map. Alright, after landing checklist. After landing checklist complete. So we're going right down here to Hangar 1, parking at Maintenance 1, which is right over here in front of the Technik hangar. So let's see, APC West, that's where our parking is located on. Right down here at Maintenance 1. Okay, left onto Romeo, and this is probably where the fire brigade should wait for the water fontaine. I really wish we could simulate that somehow. That'd be great. Alrighty. So we'll park just over on the left over here. I wish we had any stats on those charts, but just says maintenance 1, so don't really know exactly which stands those are, but we'll find out. There should be some labels somewhere over here. This is the general aviation parking still. Alright, so this is mic 17, and then mic 16, 15, and so on. Let's see if we can get some handling here. Apron... I don't know, maintenance 1. Is that anywhere here? Not really. But let's just see. No. Okay, so no GSX for us. Well, then let's just take the first on the left here. That's kind of fine with me. Looks a little small for the A350, to be honest. Okay, I think we should be good the way we are right now. Let's stop over here. Parking brake set, APU bleed on, and shut down. So, no cabin crew to disarm the slides, so we gotta do that ourselves. So, slides are disarmed, engines are running down, beacon off, lights off, pumps off, parking checklist. So, external lights set, parking brake on shocks, brake set, transponder, standby, parking checklist complete. Well then, so, do we have GSX over here? No. Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll just imagine to have stairs in place then. Too bad that we can't toggle any over here. But we can toggle chocks and the ground power unit. So with the chocks in, we can release our brakes, and the ground power is connected, so let's shut down the APU. Well, my friends, that's it. Our first Airbus A350 flight from A to B. We've delivered a brand new, lovely aircraft. I'm really looking forward to take it on the line. You will see that over the course of the next couple of days. For the time being, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you all liked it. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know what you think about the A350. And with that out of the way, also let me know what you think about this slightly changed format of the video to keep the time a little bit slower, keeping some of the preparation phases out and just skipping right into the briefings. Thank you very much for flying along. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. As always, like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.